Hello, everybody, and welcome to Scaling Lean's weekly live. You have Jonathan Polaransky and Nina Brennan here, co-founders of Scaling Lean, joining you guys today for our weekly live that we do every single week at 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. With that being said, we have a cool topic for you today. It's called How to Get Seen and Paid on Social Media in 2025. And we're just going to be super raw and transparent about the shifting of the market over the last 4 to 5 years of what we've seen, what we did in order to scale to our first $650,000 in the first 12 months of business, what got us to our first million in the online space, and so forth. So, with that being said, if you are somebody who is looking to make money through coaching, info products, education businesses, courses in the online space, this is the video for you. If you're already making money and maybe you're tired of doing the one-on-one coaching, and you're strapped for time and you're looking to get more into a scalable model, this is also the video for you. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to JP and we can just get started.
Yeah, absolutely, Nina. Feeling good today. Just got back to Arizona yesterday. I know you had some time off over the weekend as well, so ready to crank up into quarter four here. We got some live events coming up in September and stuff, so super amped. If you're on the live, let us know what type of info products you have, what niches you're in, if you're hitting any type of resistance with your offer inside of the sales processes that you're deploying, and we'll be happy to connect with you during the live or after the live to support your growth. That being said, yeah, Nina, let's hop into a little bit of what we've been seeing over the years and what's hot right now in the market in 2025.
Yeah. So I love telling the story of, oh, like when we first started business online, like we went from zero to $650,000 real fast in 12 months, which is like unheard of in the online space. But then what happened is like what happened in that first $650,000 did not get us to cross over the $1 million mark. In fact, it was a completely different strategy. And I'll be quite frank, and I don't want to speak for you, JP. If I had to redo what we were doing in that first year of business, I would claw my eyes out. It's just a matter of we were on social media nonstop. My nervous system was shot. We were posting 3 to 5 TikToks a day. We were on every single social media platform, and we were hyperextended across multiple platforms with not a clear strategy of getting people from seeing our content of that attention phase all the way down into like the funnel phase. So it was a lot of like aggressive pushing, push and push and push instead of that attractive energy that we're really sitting in now. And what I want to talk about today is if we had to restart our info product business, our course business, our coaching business from scratch in 2025, knowing everything that we know about what works in 2025, what exactly would we do and why? Let's start there because this strategy now has pulled in 7 figures for us, and it's not grinding on social media 24/7. It's not being a content monkey. Heck, it's not even using AI, all these fancy tools, but AI helps it a lot easier. So we started business in, I guess you can call the Flintstone age when we didn't have AI to really shape what's shaping up now. So what we did in that first year could be expedited probably within the first month of business. And
Mm.
that's how I see it. So I'm going to pass the mic over to you and talk a little bit about if you were to start an info product business today from scratch, what is it that you would do?
Yeah, I feel like the fundamentals are about the same, but I feel like there are some nuanced things that would definitely be different. One thing I want to start off of is there's still loads of people on the internet that want to buy info products, digital products to solve their problem, whether that's a $29 course or a two to $10,000 consulting program to get them from point A to point B, right? So that being said, initially where we started out was it was really easy, honestly, back in like early 2021 and early 2022 for us when we were like in the TikTok boom. It was like organic Wild West, right? Where we could ultimately just start creating some short form videos. Obviously, the more you created, the more boost you got. And then just a simple reach out pretty much would get someone on the phone and then people would close. Over the years, though, people began getting super numb to that, right? Because everyone's pretty much doing the same method. So now what we're seeing is it does take a bit more awareness and branding behind what you do in order to get people to ultimately make their buying decision. And oftentimes, what we see is people want to make that decision on their time. But before we get too far ahead, the process is really easy. It's really just create a marketing hypothesis based on your experience, your expertise, and how you can help someone. Go out into the market, start creating content rather, and then start conversations with the people that engage, whether that's a like or a comment, and then have either a strategy session if you're really new, or you can begin to formulate different value, like free calls and stuff if you're intimidated by taking a sales call right away. And then really just making an offer and selling those folks into an initial transformation.
Yeah, absolutely. And what it sounds like we practice here, and I just want to be clear to everybody, we have practiced this time and time again, no matter what offer we bring to the table, is the Tim Ferriss style sell before you create. So a lot of times people create because they think they know what the market needs. And with what you said before, JP, with a marketing hypothesis, it's making sure that you choose a specific niche that is very clear in terms of messaging, but don't build a whole course or info product or coaching program yet. Let the market give you feedback. So, first, have your marketing hypothesis. Second, start marketing your marketing hypothesis. Third, sell to clients. And then four, build your program around what the clients need. And we do this in a very strategic way. So, instead of building your course first, we launch like a mini coaching program to validate, get 5, 10, 15 people through and use your skills to coach and their feedback as mentees in order to get the feedback to build your info product around. You could do this in a group coaching setting. You could do this in a cohort style setting. You could do this in a one-on-one facet if you want a little bit of a higher price in the beginning. But take all of that information, and you could use Fathom for this or Fireflies, just use AI, put it inside of all of your coaching, and take the feedback from the coaching and see exactly what your clients need based on your coaching, what their aha moments are, and what their questions are. And use that to build the actual prove your marketing hypothesis and or a strong offer around what your clients need. But I want to talk before we even talk about offer structure and offer creation, JP. I want to talk about like why info product launches fail and what we do in order to guarantee for our clients that there's going to be a success. And I feel like a lot of people they get stuck in not only the build it and they'll come mentality, which we just beat with the sell before you create, but also the launch hamster wheel, where every single month they're starting from zero and they never find that solidified consistent lead flow and consistent revenue generator. So they're always like looking for like new launches to step into. And to be honest with you, we've been there and it's completely exhausting. It's challenge after challenge, it's webinar after webinar. So let's talk a little bit about that of automating and systematizing just that lead generation and ascendment process as well.
Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. I think before that, though, there's like a couple things that we see a lot of folks fall short with. And to be honest, like I've been a victim of this, and maybe you have too, Nina. Like when we create this initial idea, maybe we gain traction, or maybe we don't gain traction initially. And then we start like pivoting into all these new ideas or business models, right? Instead of just having a look at all the feedback that we're generating, good or bad, and then taking that feedback and moving forward with speed with the things that are working and adjusting the little things that aren't working, right? And that's what we've really leaned on AI for so much, is like really giving us that feedback that gives us the clarity that we need to really move forward with those revenue generating activities and keeping us focused, right? Because in all reality, I mean, it's like 80% human, 20% offer, right? If the human can burn down a business easier than an can break, in my personal view of life, right? Like if something could be working perfectly normal and then you hit an upper limit in like a money problem, or you're afraid to grow a team, or you're afraid to deal with software, or the sky is the limit with these upper limits and things that you can start pivoting out of, which I just actually put a newsletter out on, which is pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, those are some symptoms that we see folks really not only wasting time and also not generating the revenue that they desire, but also to really that keep them stagnated, right? And then keep them
Mhm.
on this never-ending loop of not really gaining traction that they want.
Yeah. So let's just back it up for what we covered, because I want to make this so simple for our audience and our viewers here of what it actually takes to monetize in 4 weeks. It's phase number one is like the foundation that actually matters. And I know that you talked about the marketing hypothesis, but it's number one is finding your niche. So this is like making sure that you're super clear of who you help, how you help them, and what the outcome is going to be, and the transformation that you're going to get your clients to achieve by the end of working with you. It doesn't matter if you are a coach selling business or marketing. It doesn't matter if you're a fitness coach who's helping people lose weight, get lean. It doesn't even matter if you were a basketball coach who's teaching people how to dribble correctly or shoot a free throw, right? You could coach on anything, but you have to be hyper clear of like, who you help, what you help them with, and what that transformation is. And then it is number two is when they are like, okay, you are the person, or number two is actually getting people to see what it is that you offer, right? So getting yourself on social media platform. And this is where a lot of people go wrong is they start posting on multiple different platforms, whether it's one piece of content just spread out across multiple pieces of platforms, or then the second mistake is creating a piece of content for every single social media platform. And they're spending 4 to 6 hours a day on social media, but they're not actually gaining any traction. So, what we like to do here is one offer, one clear message, one specific platform that you want to grow on, and one post a day to really post and get your message out there in the very foundational stage. If it's Instagram, one story, one post, one reel, it's a very great trifecta just to build your account really quickly, right? You're in the validation phase. So this is going to be like you're getting traction, you're getting likes, people are noticing who you are, what you do, how you do it, etc. So if you're posting, if you're under 10K a month and you're posting on multiple different platforms, stop, get rid of it, pick your favorite platform and go to one platform. So that's where we are. Then the third phase is when you do finally get this traction, right? People are starting to notice who you are. There's two things that you can do, and we really say one, build a community. So
Mm.
our favorite platform right now is, and this is where we say if we were to start from scratch in 2025, the old way of doing things was starting a Facebook community. And Facebook communities to this day still work. And I just want to put that out there. But if we were to start from scratch in 2025, everything would be on school. And we have a school community going. I know that you're watching on Facebook, but the reason that we choose school over Facebook is because the user interface is just better in terms of delivery for people, prospects, and clients. So if somebody comes into your school community, they now have a feature to go live, just like here on Facebook. You're able to put a course inside of there. You're able to separate different, like, if somebody has like questions, you could put it in a questions tab. You could host events where they're actually live on inside of a calendar. So it's a very clean user face. So that's where we're shifting all of our clients over into in 2025. And they just dropped where if you don't want to spend $99 a month, they have a hobbyist one. It's only $9 a month. But building a community was and is still the best way, in Scaling Lean's opinion, to build trust, authority, and just longevity with clients and prospects over time. So, those are the three steps so far. Number one is the validation phase. Number two is the attraction phase. Number three is the nurture phase via community. Do you have anything to say on that, JP?
Yeah, for sure. That school component there was something that we definitely leaned into earlier last year. We did an experiment. We wanted to see what it would be like and how would it be received by the market. Because, there's a huge misconceptions and everyone was like this Facebook group for school and all this Discord and there's Mighty Networks and man, to be honest, there's like loads of communities out there now, even more than what there was when we decided to go with school. But with that being said, we do find it to be the best platform. And one of the reasons why is we love its course interface as well. And I just wanted to bring that up is because whenever we find that like when we have people switch from like different software platforms, right? Because we had our course hosted inside of our Conversion Pro software, it just causes like friction, right? So when you can have a community asset with the course, the community, the calendar of events that are coming up, right? And you can have different categories inside the chat. We love the gamification in there. We could honestly do better with that. It has loads of features and it's really simple and intuitive, right? So that was really one of the biggest reasons we chose the school platform in general. And I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. And we will be shifting more heavily into that platform in the coming months here.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason, again, school is, in my personal opinion, your personal opinion, we believe in it super strongly, is you can also track so extensively if you are to run ads eventually to it. And we're not going to talk about that now, but there's just so many features that Sam Ovens and Alex Hermosi has just made it so easy to use that as like the singular platform to drive traffic, to gather information, to integrate very seamlessly into Go High Level and make it part of a robust marketing strategy. Anyway, whole different topic for a whole different day. So let's talk about now phase, I guess, four, because the first one is validation. The second phase would be the attraction phase. The third phase would be the nurturing phase. And then the fourth one would be the selling phase, right? And we talk extensively here about the 5 minute webinar funnel. I think it's something that we have coined, we have created. We really believe that is the way to sell people into mid and high ticket products is just put together, or any product, honestly, even a low ticket funnel. 5 minute videos in a 5 minute webinar style is the best way to sell info products, coaching, sales calls, whatever it is that you're trying to sell online, right? And the way to do this is get people into your school community and treat it as a quote unquote onboarding. So the first thing you do, you can send an automated message. Boom, send an automated message with your 5 minute webinar. And you could either send them to an ascendment model and or you can send them to a sales call. And this is just like a simple way to nurture somebody of being more personalized, getting them to know your face, really understanding what this community is about and how they can work with you in order to get that desired outcome. So the school community, just like Facebook communities in the past, it's really just to be like a nurturing hub to release assets of the what and the why. But then when you get them into the school community, you're using this 5 minute webinar to ascend them into the how they actually get it done. And this is just a very simple funnel. And like we were just talking about simplifying the funnel in 2025, the less you have, the better your business is going to be. One funnel, get people into the community, use the 5 minute webinar to ascend them into your offer. Do you have anything to add there, JP?
Yeah, just the feedback of the 5 minute webinar in general, like the market, as we know, folks don't want to be sitting on 20, 40, 5 day challenges anymore. They want to know what you do, who you are, what you do, and how you can help them in as little amount of time as possible. And it's completely fine if they don't resonate with what you're doing because they're not fit for your tribe. So that's why we really landed on the 5 minute webinar. We've run them with just face on. We've also done them with webinar slides, like a typical webinar, and both perform really well depending on the niche. So yeah, that's really been a really big success and discovery that we've really leaned into really since like late 2023 or mid 2023. It's super validated at this point in multiple niches. We're also experimenting now with some other versions of that as well. So let's stay in the loop for that. We'll be dropping some value with that coming here soon.
Yeah. So what we like to suggest here as well, especially in terms of funnel, is when you are starting a school community, don't make it paid at first. We're talking about a free community to nurture your people. So it's $9 a month if you're a hobbyist, $99 a month if you are someone who's expert or pro. I would just say go with the $99 a month. And the reason for that is because it's more robust in terms of being able to nurture your people. So now that we have phase one, which is the validation, phase two, which is attract, phase three, which is nurture, phase four, which is ascendment into conversion, I want to talk a little bit about the most important thing, which is phase five of escaping the content hamster wheel, JP. And when I think about this, it's 2021, 2022, when we first started our business online, we were all about organic because we were scared of paid advertising. And when we finally pushed into paid advertising with us, with clients, like we've seen thousands, tens of thousands of dollars dropped with no return. Us alone, I think we spent over $18,000 and we got zero return because we weren't doing it correctly. But because of our mistakes, we get to now learn, and we've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on our own business and multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars with our clients' businesses. And we've seen 3, 4, 7x return with clients across the board. And what I want to say is before you tap into escaping the content hamster wheel, is prove your funnel first. So we're going back to this validation phase of making sure the funnel converts before we put fuel on the fire and escape the content hamster wheel. So you're going to be stuck in the phase for a little bit of making sure that people are coming in. So you're either going to exchange time for money in terms of posting content on social media, or you're going to exchange money for time in order to expedite, the results with paid advertising. In this stage, with the amount you can spend 3, 5, 7, $10 a day on campaigns on Instagram, and it's very easy to validate very quickly. But there's still that middle component of spend money on ad, have conversations inside of the DM, then get people into the community. You don't want people that are tire kickers inside of the community. But Facebook paid advertising is really what's going to put fuel on the fire if you don't want to be slow growing your business, which would take around 90 days. So If you are going the organic route, give yourself 90 days before you give up. One post a day, one story a day, one reel a day. Really get on there, message 10 people a day, do the work. You don't want to do the work on that aspect? Surprise! Paid advertising is also work because, as many times people will say, oh, it's like it's automatically running my business. That's great and all, but that's also a waste of money. Whether you're running Facebook ads to a VSL, Facebook ads to a community, Facebook, Instagram ads to DMs, there's still a component of setting the call, setting the action that you want them to take. So that's the 5 phases of growing a business or an info product business in 2025. It's number one, validate your offer. This will always be a staple. You could do it with our AI feedback processor, which is inside of our program. It's a supercharged, fast paced way to get your offer, your message, your client avatar dialed in. So it makes it so easy to just post daily on social media without even having to think about it. It'll take you, what, JP, like an hour to put content together and 20 minutes to edit the posts. So you have 7 days worth of content, simple like this. So you could have it pre-scheduled and ready to go. We have ways where you can automatically talk to your customers so you're not thinking about and spending so much time inside of the DMs. But easiest way to sell info products online is attract them on your social media, bring them inside of a school community, build a robust nurturing platform inside of school, ascend them with the 5 minute webinar funnel, which we have already pre-built for you inside of our program as well. And then turn on Facebook ads, turn on Instagram ads, and fuel the fire with your organic content. So, with that being said, JP, take us out or add some stuff and take us out.
Right on, yeah. So let us know which phase that you're in, whether that's just in your footing. Maybe you've been posting for years and creating products, but you're having problems getting sales through the door, or maybe you've had a few sales, but you're not quite aligned with your offer, and you don't know how to craft the offer the way that best serves not only you but your client, because that's super important too, Nina, to be aligned with all the things you're doing, right? Or maybe if you're struggling with what platform to pick, or like you don't know what would be the best strategy, just let us know below. Just comment. We do social media audits or demos, if you will, to like help folks overcome their biggest hurdles and identify what they should be doubling down on. So let us know in the comments below if you had any questions or what phase you're in, and we'll definitely tune in and help you out. Every single Thursday we go live here at 1 p.m. EST, right, Nia?
Yep.
In the Facebook group. So we will see you next week.
Yeah. And before we get going, I have a special offer that JP and I are going to be rolling out. So we're running a 4 day cohort called the 4 week to profit cohort. So if you are somebody who is below that 10K mark and you really just want to learn the exact steps that we have taken and have worked with hundreds of clients at this point in time, it's a 4 day cohort that's going to walk you through the first 4 weeks of launching your product online. So if that's something that you're interested in, all you have to do is comment on this video below, #launch, and we'll send over the exact details. The last time we did this, we had one client, I believe it was 90x her return investment. In the first week, the first 8 days, she was able to go out and land 5 clients, resulting in $6,500 return. And by the end of week 2, she collected $9,000. So if that's something that you're looking for, if you want to learn how to launch coaching, info product, or digital course online, let us know by #launch below and we'll send over the details. With that being said, we'll see you guys next week at 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Till then, bye guys.